Okay, welcome home. I'm your anime manga mom. I have been continuing with my decision to watch Dragon Ball. I did have somebody suggest to me that if I was finding the voice actor for Goku a little bit annoying, and I was, that I should watch it in Japanese because he comes off quite cuter. And I thought, you know what? If I feel like I'm not getting a lot from this anime, then switching it to Japanese, at least I'll get the language. And I might appreciate the voice actor's stylings or the translation a little bit better. So I thought that's a really helpful suggestion, and I switched. I'm still going to go through it slow. I'm still watching one episode, and not every day, just whenever I get the chance. Usually at lunch, I have a small lunch break, and so I can like skip the intro and outro and watch just about an episode while I'm like eating whatever I took for leftovers. Um, but yeah, I'm on episode 11 of Dragon Ball. Um, after after my day is done and I'm like tuning in and kind of zoning out, I have decided to put on Attack on Titan. It is something that I fell off of not because I lost interest in the show, but because I ran out of episodes. And yes, they did come out with new episodes. And I think 2 seasons since I stopped watching. But I just wasn't ready to get back into it yet. For one, I had somebody in the household that was watching it, and I didn't want to mess up their episode count. And then, uh, like, my husband started watching it. He found it very interesting for a while, but then the kind of profanity, like there's excessive profanity, and the violence kind of got to him a little bit, and he decided, that's not something I really want to watch. But if I'm watching it, then he's kind of half paying attention. So I went back to where I remembered leaving off with him. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Attack on Titan, I must be saying where he left off. So he left off about where Commander Irving got his arm bit off by the Titans, and so that's where I went back to. And now we're about to re-enter Shingachina. Aaron has got the armored ability, and so he's going to try and patch that wall. And we're going to finally see what is in the cellar. Now, granted, I have seen this part, but there's just so much to the writing. It's, uh, of course, I remember the broad strokes, the big plot points, the impacts, and the funny beats and my favorite lines. But there's so much more to it that you kind of, just can't get when you're powering through, when you're like binging the heck out of it. So, yeah, I'm picking up a lot more of the nuances of what was going on. And Attack on Titan is like one of the peak for visuals. I love the art style of this show. I love the backgrounds, the settings. I love the cities. I love the time period that it was set, with the horses and buggies and just the the stylings. It's just fantastic. I love it. It's very mysterious, so you have a lot to uncover, a lot to unpack. You don't know what's going to happen. So, yeah, I'm glad to be coming back to Attack on Titan. It is uh, one of the better anime that I've seen. but but that's everybody has their own taste. When he starts to fall asleep and he's not paying attention, and like I said, he's only half paying attention. But when he's not paying attention at all anymore, I will turn it off and I'll switch over to Metallic Rouge. Metallic Rouge is an anime that was created by Bone Studio for their 25th anniversary edition kind of thing. I don't think it has a manga. I didn't see a manga company for publishing. So I think it was just like a one shot anime. It's got 11 episodes. I am in it six deep. It is cyberpunk futuristic. It has um, androids and aliens and settings on different planets. We're on Mars. right now. So it is mecha, but it's not like huge robots, but more like just kind of like a armor. So uh, female lead. So if you like cyberpunk, if you're into that kind of thing, then this might be for you. I do like sci-fi. It's one of those things that I think can get mishandled very easily, but when it's done right, I am absolutely 100% on board. My nerdiness just like kicks in full gear. So, but yeah, the main character is Rouge Red Star. She is an android, and the androids in this world have the Asimov 3 laws of robotics. So, and which I find very interesting because as a teen I did read a bit of Asimov myself. So, very foundational um, in the sci-fi genre is Asimov and his three laws of robotics. Um, the sidekick or co-protagonist is Naomi, which I believe is a human girl. Um, they're very cutesy. I I wish that the plot was a little deeper. It kind of like rushes you through the story and you have to pick it up as it goes along. They don't do a lot of info dumping. Um, so it's kind of like you have to go along through it. You have to be dropped into the world and just kind of take off and go. So I do wish I had a little bit more of a connection to the people. And to have a connection, you'd have to either hear what's going on in their thoughts, or they'd have to talk more, or they'd have to give more backstory. So, but like I said, I'm only halfway through, so maybe the backstories come later, or maybe it's just, uh, about what it's about. There are a few of the androids, which are called neons, who don't have the three laws, and they kind of terrorize the place. And so Rouge, Metallic Rouge, she goes out there and is fighting against these, what are they called, the Immortal Nine, and they're just becoming a bother. And she wonders, does she have free will? Is she truly free? Is she doing this because of her programming, or is she doing this because that's who she is? And it brings up a lot of discussions about classism and acceptance and uh, what freedom truly is. Because is anybody truly free? And I don't think you really are. I don't think you can be. Not as long as you live with other people. Unless you're in isolation, then maybe you could do whatever you want. You'd be in charge of everything. But is that a good trade off? I don't think it is a good trade off. I have obligations to my family. I go out and work 40 hours a week so that we can have lights and internet and Xbox Live packages and uh, groceries, all that kind of great stuff that you want to have. And then I come home and I cook those groceries so that we can have good nutritious meals, sometimes more than others. Uh, but those are obligations that I have because I chose to, because I want to take care of my family, because I want to be a good, upstanding citizen in my community. I don't, speed because I don't want to cause an accident. So I stay with the flow of traffic and I buckle my seatbelt. I do the things that I'm supposed to do to be a better citizen and to make it safe for the other people around me. Now, could I go and drive down the road at 110 miles an hour? Probably not in my car, but uh, yeah, it's a possibility. I have the freedom to do that, but then I would have to suffer the consequences. And some of the consequences, if that were the death of another person, I couldn't live with that. I just yeah, that's I don't want that kind of freedom. I don't think it's good to have. I don't think that I should use it anyway. Maybe it's good to have on like a metaphysical level, like that I have the freedom to choose that if I so wanted to, if the need arose. Yes. but I don't want to live by myself. I want to have a good society. I want the people around me to have education, so I want to pay taxes so that we can have public schools, so that we can have roads, and so that we can have order. And that's a trade-off. It's a trade-off that you have for being in a community and not isolated. Um, Anyways, that's just my thoughts on freedom from the 6 episodes that I've watched so far. There could be more to come. You never know. I am enjoying Attack on Titan. I am continuing my journey through Dragon Ball. And I have actually a suggestion for what I should watch after Metallic Rouge is done. I have, 5 more episodes left of that one. And then somebody said I should try the Apothecary Diaries. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to take me a while to get through Attack on Titan because I'm in, season 3? And there are still a few seasons yet to go. Even a couple seasons left to go before I get to where I left off. But I'm enjoying rewatching it. I didn't go that far back, but there's so much to it that you just forget. I mean, major plot points, yeah, I got those, but a lot of these conversations are very deep, and rewatching it is refreshing. Anyway, thank you for anybody who made suggestions to me on what to watch, on what language to watch a show in, on just in general. And now that's it for me. Let me know what you're working on, and I'm going to see if I can find a good quote. There's something that I ran across on Facebook, and it was a quote from Neil Gaiman from The Sandman, Volume 5, A Game of You. I guess it's the name of the book. But the quote is, everybody has a secret world inside of them. I mean everybody. All of the people in the whole world, and I mean everybody, no matter how dull and boring they are on the outside, inside them they've all got unimaginable, magnificent, wonderful, stupid, amazing worlds. Not just one world, hundreds of them, thousands maybe. And that's you. You have worlds inside you of imagination. Why don't you take this week and think about what you would want in your world, what you'd want it to look like, and then go about making a plan to make that happen. And maybe if it's something a little too fantastical, maybe you have magic powers, maybe you are on a different planet or something, then write it down, make it come to life. So you have the ability inside. I saw a couple of tattoos, a matching set for a boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife, that kind of thing. And they both said the same words, but they had different images. And they both said, I have lived thousands of lives. And one was a set of books, and the other one was like a gaming controller. So, yeah, go out there, have thousands of lives, and share them with others, We all could use a little pick me up. But don't forget to make this life, the one that you're living, one of your best lives. Okay? All right. Well, I'll see you next time, and you take care until then. Bye bye.